Hello, my friends. Welcome to Yoga with Ushi. Today I'm going to teach a 45-minute class concentrating on shoulders and neck because I personally am always stiff from biking and running and doing some twists and turns and maybe some new poses. So let's start in a sitting cat and cow position. Sit comfortably, sit straight, breathe in, and then go into a cat position. Roll your spine backwards, breathe out, and cow, and back. You're warming up the spine. And one more time. Sit tall. Now we're going to put your right arm out and tilt your head to the left. You can also grab your ears with your left hand to give it a better stretch. It's a very nice neck stretch. Roll your head back and forth. You can also lift your arm and move your lower arm up and over. Feel like it's a very nice neck stretch if you just spread your right arm out and try to touch the floor. Stay straight, don't slump. Don't forget to breathe. Gently lift your head. Roll around your head to the left and to the right in a full circle and other way. And right and left. Come on straight. Now we're going to spread out your left hand and tilt your head to the right. Feel free to grab your ear or your head to give it a deeper neck stretch. One side or the other might be a little bit tighter. And you can lift your arm, do like a little bicep curl, almost slowly. Supposed to realign your nerves inside your spine. Or you leave it down here. Move your head back and forth, whatever feels good to you. Be very gentle. Gently come back up. Move your head back and forth to the back. Chin to your chest. Now we're going to go into a cat and cow position. And we're going to warm up your lower back by rounding your spine back and forth. Now we're going to do a little bit of a position in the kneeling position, tabletop. You're going to spread out your left foot and your right hand. Try to keep them straight. And now we're going to crunch towards your knee and elbow. Try to touch them. Do this 5 times. And back into tabletop position. Right leg back, left arm out. Try to keep a straight spine. Lift your right leg and your left arm. And left elbow to right knee. One last lift up and back into tabletop position. Now we're going to put our arms, elbows to the ground, and we're going to go into a dolphin position. Try to push back, try to push your chest towards your upper thighs, towards your legs. It gives a nice stretch in your calves and Achilles and your upper back. And we're going to go low, just to a hover. Stay here for a second. Don't touch the ground with your knees, just an inch away from the ground. And back up. Now we're going to do our first downward facing dog. Pedal out your feet. And let's bring your right knee towards your chest. Put it between your arms. And we're going to go into a position with your knees down. You can open, also cactus your arms to get an even better stretch. It's very nice in your front hips, front leg. Now put your hands on the ground and get into a half split position. Again, a nice stretch here on your right hamstrings. And back again. Now we can also do some airplane arms. Janasana. And airplane arms. It's a balancing position as well as a stretch position. It really warms up your hips, your legs. And back down. Step forward. And we're going to just hang here for a second. You can do whatever you like with your arms. You can have them in the back, like this, like that, or just ragdoll and move back and forth. Now we're going to move your right leg back, put it knee on the ground for Ardha Janasana. And lift up your arms. Get a really nice stretch in your front leg. Cactus your arms. Get a little bit of a back bend. And now it's going to go into half splits. Stretch your front leg. You can either, if you cannot have it all the way straight, don't worry, just have it slightly bent. Now we're going to go back into Ardha Janasana. Now I'm going to do cactus arms. Airplane arms. Cactus. Airplane. And we're going to come back up into a ragdoll. And lift up into Tadasana, mountain pose. Hold your hands in front of your heart. Now we're going to do a few vinyasas to warm us up. Back bend, Swan dive down. Step back into plank position. Chaturanga. Cobra. And let's do a little twist in Cobra. It really stretches the right and the left leg, left side. And one last time, and back into downward facing dog. Now either walk or jump up to the front. Come up into Tadasana. Hold your hands in front of your heart. Stand straight. Tadasana is one of the base poses of yoga and really is important to ground you into the earth. Feel how your feet are grounded, how the earth is supporting you, supporting your weight. Be very proud and straight. Pull your kneecaps up, shoulders down, and then I'm going to go up and swan dive down. You can step back into a plank position. We're going to do a chaturanga, upward dog, or cobra, whatever you feel like, and downward facing dog. Now lift your right leg up and step it through into warrior one. And back down into plank position, chaturanga, cobra, up dog, and back into downward facing dog. Left leg up, step it through, warrior one, and back down, plank position, chaturanga, upward facing dog, and back into downward facing dog. You can always pedal out your feet if you feel a little bit tight. Right leg up. Let's do a little bit of core work. Bring the right leg, knee to the right elbow, to the middle, left elbow, and back up. Middle, step through into warrior one. Now we're going to do a warrior two position. Make sure that you really get into your front leg. Be proud. Proud warrior. And reverse warrior. Humble warrior. We're going to do a sideward. Side angle lunge. If you're more advanced, you can also lift the right hand, right arm right here. If you're not, you can also just rest on here. Whatever feels comfortable to you. These are the three poses, or you can go into a bind and really try to roll your left shoulder up. Slowly come out of it. Try to challenge yourself by putting up your right hand and arm, and then get back into warrior two. From there, we're going to cartwheel down into a plank position, chaturanga, upward dog or cobra, and back into downward facing dog. Left leg up, little core work, left leg to left elbow, middle, right elbow, and back up. Through the middle, step through warrior one, warrior two, reverse warrior or humble warrior. Make sure you stay nicely bent in your front leg. From there, we're going to go in side angle lunge. Again, you can either rest on your knee, you can put your hand on the floor, or you can go into a bind. Try to roll your right shoulder back. Keep your weight also on the right back leg and look up. Again, you can also lift up your left arm and be in a side angle lunge, modified version. Or just like that. And back into warrior two. Proud warrior. And cartwheel down, back into plank, chaturanga, upward facing dog, and downward facing dog. Now lift up your leg and open up your hip. Feels really good. Try to really stretch it back. This time we're going to go left elbow, middle, right elbow, and back. And again, open up your hips. And we're going to go through the middle, back into warrior one and warrior two. Reverse warrior, side angle lunge, bind, warrior two. Now move your feet just a little bit to the right, and we're going to do a humble warrior. So put both of your arms and hands inside your right foot, right leg, and try to you can either go down even on your forearms or just keep it like here. Every day is a little bit different. A humble warrior. You can also put your legs your arms back, get an even better stretch. And back into warrior two. And cartwheel down into plank position. You can also keep one leg lifted, go down into the chaturanga, upward dog, and downward facing dog. Left leg up, open up your hips, bend your knee, give a very nice hip stretch. And we're going to go over to your right arm, middle, left arm, and back, and open your hip. Always when you go through to the front, try to push your leg towards your chest. It's easier to get down. And then go into warrior 1 and warrior 2. Be proud. Reverse warrior. Side angle lunge. And a bind. Side angle lunge. And come up. Move your left foot out for 1 foot length to make a little bit more room right here. So we can get into the humble warrior. And you can also fold your hands in the back and give it a nice shoulder stretch. Depending on what you feel like today. Not every day is the same. Not every day you can stretch as well as yesterday. Go back up into warrior 2. Be proud. It's very important in warrior 2 that you sit in the middle. Don't go too far forward or too far backwards. Try to sit in the middle and aligned. And back into vinyasa, chaturanga, cobra, up dog, and downward facing dog. Now we're going to lift up your right leg, bend your knee, open up your hips. There are a couple of things you can do now. One is you do a reverse downward dog. Feels really good. You can also, the other option is, if you don't like this or don't feel comfortable, just do a side plank. Like this. You can lift your foot, your leg. Come back down. Going to go through a vinyasa, cobra, up dog, and downward facing dog. Now we're going to do the same thing on the left side. Open up your hip, open wide, and then you flip your dog, just like that. Or you can stay in a side plank, like this. Try to not come down. Try to lift up your hips. Oops. Or you're going to be in a flip dog. And come back down. Another chaturanga, up dog, and downward facing dog. Let's do it again. Lift up your right leg, Open up your hips. Really pull your knee up wide and high. And then you flip your dog. Just rest on your, or support yourself with your left hand and flip it like this. Or do a side plank. Come back. And then we do the same on the left side. Open up your, lift up your leg. Really open up your hips. Pull up your knee high. And then you flip it over. Don't worry. If you fall out of the pose, it's okay. Keep on trying. Can also be in side plank and back into downward facing dog. Now let's lift up the right leg, and we're going to go on, try to do a chaturanga on your right leg, and you can either keep your head, your foot on the ground, support your right leg with your right elbow, or you can get into a flight and back. Now we're doing the same on the left side. Lift up your leg, left leg, put your right knee on your left elbow, support yourself, and then we're going to fly. Excellent. Now lift up your right leg again, right elbow, and put it in front of you to go into half pigeon. And in pigeon, it's very important to really get a really nice hip stretch and release your hips to support your head with either a block, or you can put your head on the ground. But by putting your head on the ground, you will feel how you will release the hips. Don't forget to breathe. If you can reach the ground, head with your ground on with the ground with your head, you can do that. If that doesn't feel comfortable, put it on a block or anything, just to have a connection, just to have a rest with your head. Now come up. We're going to do the same on the left side. It feels probably a little bit uneven right now, but pedal out your feet. Lift up your left foot and come through. Left elbow, come through. Put your feet at the ground. And first you can be upright. More advanced people can also grab their back foot for like almost a dancer's position. It's quite advanced, but you can also try, or you can again just put your head on the ground or on a support to really release your hips. To get a little bit more open, you can always walk your stretched out leg backwards. Everybody's different. Ideally, the pose would be to have a 90 degrees right here and then be on the ground, have your hips on the ground. But I personally have not been able to do that. But you don't hurt your knee. Whatever you do, if something starts hurting, don't do it. Okay, we're going to get out of the pose into downward facing dog. Lift up your right leg and come into another pigeon pose. But this time we are going to turn around to show you this better. We're going to be in a right angle, both your left leg and your right front foot. They're both parallel. Sit tall. Now lift up your arms and go in between this little square you created. Try to move your arms a little forward. Also a nice hip opener. Come back out. Let's do a little twist to the left. Your left arm to your right leg. Sit tall and look over your right shoulder. From there, we're going to go back into downward facing dog. And you can do one last chaturanga. Up dog, down dog. Lift your left leg. Put it into pigeon pose. And then sit down between your legs. Try to arrange your legs so the lower left leg and the upper right leg are parallel, creating a nice square for you. Then we're going to try to bend forward into the space. It's a nice hip opener here. A little different from pigeon. Just do your best, the best what you can. You don't have to go as low as I am or as low as others. Always make sure nothing hurts. You can challenge yourself, crawling a little bit farther forward, but make sure nothing hurts. Come back up, and we're going to do a twist to the left. Put your right arm on your right knee and look over your left shoulder. Don't slouch. Keep it up. And look over your left shoulder. Sit straight. Very nice. Let's just put our feet forward. Sit up tall. Put your arms up and bend forward. Try to touch your feet if you can, or you can just touch your front leg, whatever you're able to. And pull down a little bit. Lower your head if you can. You can also bend your knees a little bit and then straighten them to go a little bit deeper. Don't try to round your back too much, but rather keep it more straight. Now come back up. We're going to roll back and forth a couple times. It's a really nice massage of your spine. And then we're going to end up laying down, head down, and your knees pulled in. I'm going to grab the outside of our feet and try to push your knees towards your armpits for happy baby. Now keep one knee pulled in. Put your right hand out and pull the right knee over to the left for a nice final twist. Try to keep both shoulders on the ground. Don't have it come up. It gives you a very nice twist in your midsection. And come back. Both knees in. Roll side to side. Very nice massage of your back. Now spread out your right foot. Keep your left knee pulled in. Take your left knee over with your right hand. Spread out your left arm and look to the left side. And pull in your knees one more time. And then we're going to stretch out for the final Savasana. Lay down straight. Stretch your arms and your feet away from each other as much as you can. And then relax your feet, your knees, your hips, your hands and arms. your chest. Get your head in a comfortable position. Close your eyes. Slowly pull in your legs towards your chest. Make a round ball, lifting your head, and come up into a sitting position to your right side. Sit comfortably, straight, and feel the calmness that you created with your body. Thank you so much for attending my class. Please leave comments below, give me a thumbs up, or subscribe to my channel. Namaste.